Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Whiteboard. My name is Kaushik, and I'm the Director of Business Alliances at White Labs. We are a digital agency specializing in SaaS and e-commerce SEO. And I've got Mika with me today. He's the CEO of Happy or Not, an amazing SaaS platform with a mission to help companies engage with their customers through the simple press of smiley button and turn feedback into profitable actions. A big welcome to you, Mika, and I'm so happy to have you with me today.
Awesome. Thank you for the invite. It's my pleasure to be here.
Mika, now, before we dive into Happy or Not, can you please let the viewers know a little bit about you and your profession journey? You are involved into a lot of other businesses and would love to know more about them, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Happy to start with that. So I've been now 3 years at Happy Not as CEO. Before that, I was serving in the board of the company. So I knew the company quite well what I was joining. Before Happy Not, I worked 10 years mostly as CEO at an information management company called M-Files. And that company just passed 100 million ARR limit. So becoming essential. So that was a quite right. Before that, when I was young, my professional career was working in the Finnish government. And while the jump might seem far from government to IT work, but I was working a lot with IT systems, leadership and processes. That was something I started working then in the software and SaaS companies, that making sure that the strategies, budget and planning and leadership is in order to hit the goals and targets we set for ourselves. My background is business studies, PhD on that front. So that's my background quickly.
Brilliant. I would love to know. Now, let's talk Happy or Not. What sets it apart from the market? And how does the company unique value proposition resonate with the businesses and its customers?
Yeah, happy to. Yeah. So what we do, we are a feedback insights company and analytics for our customers for bigger profits. So we give our customers a frictionless way of them receiving a lot of feedback from their customers and non-buyers alike. And the amount of feedback helps the customers turn into insights, thinking how to change processes so they can either save money or sell more. We have some direct competitors, typically local, that are lacking many of our capabilities and analytics. And then we have some bigger companies that are more like email-based, SMS-based, that are blasting lots of emails out, but the response rates, they are awful. So where we really shine and what is setting us apart is indeed valuable feedback, the amounts and the quality of feedback, and the actions, insights they'll see from that data and they can put to work.
Okay, makes sense. And I would love to know any success story that you would like to share where business has basically utilized your feedback solution. And could you please also highlight the impact on the customer satisfaction and the business performance info?
Yeah, I hope you have 3 hours for me to cover a couple of highlights this front.
Let's pick your favorite one of your most favorite case studies.
So one of the recent customers, they were running a proper A/B test. So they have many of their retail places with Happy or Not, and they were making changes to their business based on the feedback, and then many of the locations without Happy or Not data. So they had an external partner assessing, evening out everything, said what's the impact. And the places where they had Happy or Not, they were selling 4% more. So 4% jump, with top line on the places they had our service. And it was, they saw data they didn't see beforehand. They were basing many of the decisions on a gut feeling, guessing what customers want, but they didn't have data. So with our data, they saw that, hey, these should be the changes we should try, and those were working. And that's one of my favorites. And when talking with the VP, he told me that, yeah, if we are not rolling out Happy or Not to every location, we'd be saying bye-bye to millions of incremental revenue next year.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And because just mentioned data, I would love to know how does the platform collects data and contribute to the informed decision making within the organization, and what role does it play in shaping the customer experience and strategies altogether?
Yeah, we are offering different kind of collection fabrics to our customers. So many might recognize the four buttons where the company started, but roughly half of our customers are using a tablet version where you can say you were happy, unhappy with a course, maybe follow up and open feedback. Of course, the latter version is so much richer what comes to content. Of course, with the buttons, you can change the question and see data. And many of our small customers are happy with that. With our analytics platform, they can see how they are doing. But the bigger the customer is, the more likely it is that they are running some analytics on a BI platform like Tableau or Power BI, where they're combining the customer experience data with other data sources like labor dates, locations, amount of visitors, customers, cash register, all of this. And that is where it's super interesting. So then combining those that, hey, how we are doing customer experience versus amount of staff, amount of sales we do. And then seeing that, hey, clearly we haven't been training, onboarding our employees in that location. Hey, on those five locations, we have a problem with visitors. We don't have enough folks coming in. Hey, on those places, for some reason, basket size is too small. And then they are thinking that, hey, what are our brand best practices? So we are putting those fixes in place there. But it's all about data, reading data, and making those kind of data combinations. Often companies love to do that on their own, and we are just to help them. But then there are certain customers who want to rely on our expertise, making sure that we are unlocking certain insights for them, and they would be then, of course, carrying then the conclusions and changes in the operational processes they are working and doing.
Well, it's very interesting use case that you shared. And I would love to know because your platform is catering to a very diverse range of industries. How does the platform adapt basically its approach to meet the specific needs and challenges of different business verticals altogether?
Basically, of course, it's similar when they are customers. So it doesn't depend from oil and gas to retail to non-profits that the customer is king and there's issues with feedback or processes and they love to give feedback on that. So it is maybe understanding how to set up the questions often. Or sometimes customers know that this is what we want to do. Sometimes customers are asking us what are the industry best practices for the questions.
Gotcha.
But clearly we wanted to make sure that we are serving the verticals we are serving the most, and we are focusing that we are experts on those fields. And of course, when talking to tens and hundreds of customers, seeing the business benefits, business issues, the key KPIs, we tend to learn quite a lot of those and those customers. And of course, we are happy to share the best practices we are seeing in different industries. There is certain industry, say, measures, questions, what to do, what are key KPIs, and we are happy to help there. But overall, the world is today that the customer is the king.
Gotcha. And Mika, I do understand this because when you talk with respect to marketing, you cannot target multiple industries because then you work with limited resources and everyone is narrowing down. It's a niche down strategy that works mainly for almost every SaaS company out there, right? And I would love to know what industries are you primarily targeting with your platform? I understand it does present for the other industries for sure, but what are your main focus industries? Your main target ICPs?
Yeah, we used to be one of those companies, and of course, you might guess that everybody were approaching us. And of course, we are proud that we are serving multiple industries, whether non-profits, small and big. But any SaaS company at a point starts to think that where we are scaling the fast, what are the industries we are picking the most tangible benefits, measurable business value. And therefore, we find out through, no surprise, data analysis that retail, healthcare services are the customer groups that are really benefiting from our service. Of course, others as well. But that is what we are targeting. So retail, number one, others, of course, important as well. And we are serving customers, especially in the US, of course, elsewhere. And luckily, we have a lot of partners globally that, of course, can serve customers in their respective markets.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, beyond collecting feedback, how does Happy or Not encourage business to actively engage with the feedback received and implement improvement by creating a continuous loop of feedback?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And that is where customers are seeing the long-term value. Clearly, there is some, I'd say, even minimal value that a company says that they love their customers and we are listening and, hey, we have 90% of our customers are happy. But if that's the value, almost like I'd like to skip that kind of customer, it's indeed understanding the customer feedback, making continuous changes in the operations. And it's a long path. There are clearly some quick wins customers can see, but also the target groups may change, the customer needs may change. So this is something we have to have finger on the customer's pulse all the time. And this kind of continuous feedback loop is really required because that is the way how we can unlock the benefits for our customers. That is what we are recommending customers to do to make sure they are making changes, say almost weekly, monthly, and annual level, because that is when they are serving their customers in the best way.
Makes sense. Okay. Now, given the emphasis on employee engagement, what are the best practices or strategies that your platform recommends for an organization looking to enhance their internal feedback processes?
This is one of my favorite topics.
Yeah.
So while all I'd say, and I just told you that the customer is the king,
Yeah.
but clearly service for the customers, it's delivered by employees. And if employees are feeling bad, they are not excited of their work, of the customers, that's visible. And think about the other way around. If the employees are on fire of the company, of the path, of the mission, what the company has, and they are thrilled to serve the customers, they can't wait to get to work and serve customers, clearly the difference is massive. So this is also a reason for companies to think that how we will improve customer experience is also to measure employee experience, thinking what we can do there. Because the reason might be that we haven't been onboarding training employees at the proper level, or there could be some things that they feel that we have not been addressing. So when we are addressing the issues employees see wherever in the organization, then of course we are giving a signal that you are important. We are equipping you to serve customers well. And when they do that, the customer satisfaction experience will go up. Therefore, it is important to think how we'll measure employee experience. And there are, of course, annual or quarterly surveys. What we do with some of our customers that they continuously measure employee experience. So they have our buttons or tablets for employees asking, how was your day? Or did you feel that you had all the tools to serve your customers today? And then analyzing that feedback and again, making changes to processes, how we onboard, how we train, what kind of support tools we give our employees so they could be the best employees and customer service reps they can be.
Gotcha.
So excellent point.
Hi. And I would love to know, with respect to customer experience, and you are on the forefront of that. And I would love to know any innovations or any specific technology trends that the company is leveraging, like your company is leveraging to benefit your customers. Is there anything that you're working on that specific area?
Clearly, there are many elements, but I could mention maybe a couple of aspects. Of course, there's currently no companies or SaaS companies aiming at become a massive player without investing in AI. And for that is that how we are using AI and ML to get more better results, broader results, more depth to data, and how we are processing that for customers. So it would be them easier to concentrate on the process changes. So that's a clearly element what we are doing. Another element is that many many industries like retail, where we are concentrating, they are drowning on data. So there is no lack of data. It's almost like the opposite. There's too much data, so much that they can't process it. So our task there is, while I talked earlier about the importance of combining data, but combining so that it is actionable, our customers can draw conclusions, see trends, understand those, and of course, with all those capabilities we offer our customers through our solution, is to see that these are things we need to do, not blasting dumb data for the customers and they are having even deeper issues what to do with that, but making sure that we are having a lot of data, but forming clear conclusions and recommendations, so it would be easy and simple for the customer to act on it.
That's brilliant. And because I see that your site is multilingual, you do have multiple languages options on it. I would love to know, expanding globally comes with challenges. What are some of the notable challenges that your company has faced while expanding into different countries? And how are these challenges overcome?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you that we've been different than other companies that are entering new markets, being optimistic on the revenue growth in the new market and pessimistic with the cost, because that's typically what companies face, that they go with high hopes to new markets, think that we are spending a dime and getting massive benefits, and it's the opposite. So I think it's super important to manage this, making sure that we enter markets when we have enough money to do it. So not hiring one resource, but rather hiring a team and making sure that they are equipped to be successful in the market. And I think especially on this front, less is more. I'd say that it would be good to make sure that the new country operations are running super well before opening new countries. As if a company goes to multiple countries at the same time, it's easy to run out of money. So that's my lesson for all others, and I want to follow myself, that really investing to the markets where we are, getting max out of that versus entering new markets every month. And then the other topic there is partners. So if there's appetite going to new markets, I'd recommend, and what we are doing is having partners start reselling our technology for their customers, and then that allows us to expand our global footprint.
So when you say partners, what exactly are these businesses? Are these individuals who are working like on a affiliate revenue with you, like revenue sharing with you, affiliate partners, or is it like some different vertical of businesses that are helping you succeed in new markets?
Yeah, there are different kinds of partners, but typical is that, let's assume that there would be a retail consultant that is helping retail companies improving their operations, and then they are thinking that what else they could bring for those customers they could sell, and then they could become our reseller. So they would be selling our technology, help them to use that, but also doing consultancy on the side. Then we have partners doing nothing else but selling happy or not for their customers. So there are different kind of partners, but indeed the model there is that they are reselling our technology and delivering possibly some extra services on top of that for the customer.
Okay. Mika, I would love to know, because I'm sure like what are the challenges of working in a new geographic region, and I've seen it for many companies. And this strategy is something which works. That is hiring local talent. Right? It could be like around marketing, they're helping you generate the content which works brilliantly for that local market, or hiring salespeople to do direct sales or account-based sales or whatever. So that strategy does work. Do you have a similar approach? Or you basically leverage mainly your partners to build a market for you in that new location?
In the new location, I think the best thing that we are learning our partners how to fish, not carrot feeding them that these are the leads for you and this is how you operate, but making sure that they can stand on their own and they know how to do it, and we are sharing the best practices. And then on the global expansion, I do really believe that when anyone is operating, and if we are having our partner managers working with the partner, local talent is always best. Yeah. Then we know how that business, how that market works, and we are able to help them. Or if we are working in the country that we are hiring sellers, marketeers that are local to the market. So it's much better like that.
Makes sense. Okay. Now I would love to know, because your space is way too competitive. There are a lot of players out there in the market. How exactly customer retention is done in your company? What are the key strategies that are working? What are the programs that you have in place to facilitate and have at least a decent churn? Yeah.
Yeah, since we are working in the customer experience field, this is an important topic for us, that we aren't drinking the Kool-Aid or eating our own dog foods. And this is, like you mentioned, all SaaS companies should be focusing on retention, what to do there. So then, of course, it boils down that we have the organization responsible for that. So having renewals and customer success that are making sure that they are doing their work. Then I think it's important that customer success knows what they are doing. Their task is primarily to ensure that the customers are receiving the strategic value they bought originally. Yeah, clearly there are some tactical questions and talks and tips and tricks, but I think it's important we are regularly visiting the question that, are you seeing the benefits you wanted to do with the investment? Do you see an ROI? Because when customer is happy with the value, with the insight, operational changes, and if they see savings in the operation model and they are selling more, clearly they want to continue because it's a long journey. But if customer says that, yeah, we like it, but we are not visiting the results that often, then we know the customer is at risk and we need to then start working with the customer. So it's of course, having strategies and processes, how we work with different kind of customers, small, big, and so forth, making sure that we are sharing also our best practices at where the customers at the CX maturity journey, that they know what to do best. And also we built customer academy, making sure that we are giving the customers to be successful. But this is a vital topic for any SaaS companies. And like I said, us working in the CX space, it's vital that we are brilliant on this element. And any company can always do better. And it's, of course, a challenge for us also that we be there every day delighting our customers. Have to say, I'm super proud of our team, how we are working with our customers, but clearly there are rare customers or companies that have churn of 0%.
0%. Okay. And what's the average, lifetime in months for a typical customer in your company?
There are different kind of customer groups, and of course the pandemic was quite difficult time for us, because then of course it wasn't sure that how the pandemic and the virus spreading. But say typically customers are using us long for years and years. But then there are certain customers who took on us in for a project or certain fixed time. And sometimes, of course, like I earlier was talking, that some customers, if they don't see value, if they are not using the system so much and are making process changes, then of course there is no business case for the ROI. And that's of course something we want to make sure when we are talking with the customer success or renewals or anyone from our organization, that we try to help them to understand the insights, to make the changes, to have the business benefits.
Makes sense. Well, we're coming to an end, and I would love to have a quick rapid fire with you. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay. What Guinness World Record do you have a chance at beating?
SaaS company ultra marathons.
Oh, okay. Are you more cautious or bold?
Bold.
Okay. What is your hidden talent?
Running, but maybe that's not that hidden.
Maybe like on your LinkedIn, I don't see you running, so that's a hidden, at least for the business community. Like what never fails to make you laugh?
See my family, see playing kids, that's super fun.
Okay, now coming to my very last question. What is your last Google search?
What would be the optimal fueling strategies on a long run?
Oh, nice. Okay. Thank you so much, Becca. I really appreciate your time, all the lesson, all the wisdom, all the information that you shared about the company and in general. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
How's it was my pleasure to be here. Thank you for the invitation. It was inspiring to talk with these topics with you. Thank you.